All right. Looks like it's 11:30. I can't see you all, so hopefully you all can see me. But I'm Jay Bartletti. I'm one of the vice presidents for university relations for API. API is one of Colorado State's affiliate partners. So we've sent about hundreds of Colorado State students abroad each year, and we look forward to mobility returning. And hopefully you all can get out there, use your passports, get some stamps, and travel the world. Today's session specifically is around social justice programs that API provides to college students across the U.S. And I have a bit of a presentation. I'll give an overview of API as an organization, and then I'll talk specifics about what programs we offer, both from a international perspective, as well as we have some domestic opportunities and virtual as well, and internships too, that all address social justice issues. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here and get us started. So again, thank you guys for attending this session. I know we have about 20 minutes for presentation and 10 minutes for Q&A, so I hope you'll provide some questions that I can help answer to clarify anything I go through in the next 20 minutes. So API is Academic Programs International, and we're an affiliate partner of Colorado State. Let's see here. So our job is to connect you with the world in a variety of mediums, from traditional mobility to other remote type learning to group work to consulting and internships, et cetera, all around the theme of social justice. So the organization was founded 25 years ago by these four ladies here. We call them the four founding mamas. And their thought was to create an organization where they'd feel comfortable sending their own children on. So health and safety is paramount. Obviously, over the course of the last year and a half with COVID, all that foundation of health and safety has really helped us to navigate all the challenges of the last year and a half, and we'll continue to do so until we get rid of this pandemic. So that's a bit of our background. As an organization, we have programs around the world. We have traditional study abroad, semester-based programs, summer. We have January term, May term programs as well. And we work with host institutions abroad, so you directly enroll at a university abroad. In terms of experiential learning, we have internships in those locations, and a lot of students do them in the summer, but they're also available during the fall or spring terms as well. And then we have our virtual programs that we've had for a couple of years now. Some is where you can take one class with an institution abroad. Some are these community engagement and labs where you have a group of students working together to solve one of the UN sustainability goals. And then we have our global internships, which are virtual as well. So these are just some of the services we provide. A lot of prep before you go, before you even apply. We'll navigate and help you navigate all of the applications and forms you need and whatnot, and find the right program that matches your personal interests as well as your academic interests, and find locations where you want to go as well. So a lot of what we do at API is career readiness. So we really want to look at the types of programs that will allow you to speak about your experience during a job interview, for an internship interview, as well as displayed on your LinkedIn account, as well as your e-portfolios. So, all right, let's get into the nitty gritty of social justice programs. So we have in-person programs. Like I mentioned, we have some semester ones, summer ones, we have internships, and we have some domestic programs as well. So, and in the virtual realm, we have domestic ones and those community engagement labs that I'll get into in a bit. Sorry about my throat here. All right, so social justice. It is the issue of our times. It's the issue of your generation, as well as our current affairs right now. It's probably the #1 topic outside of the pandemic. So we've really created these programs around what are Gen Zs, your generation, looking at right now? What's the most important things that you're interested in, that you want to learn more about? And how do we apply that into a global context? So that's where we've created some of these two programs that I'll get into specifically around social justice related to American society, but through a global lens, using our resident staff and our experience abroad to kind of bring both of those subjects together in a global context. So our first one would be social justice, diversity and inclusion. So this is virtual plus domestic. So you take courses online and then you actually go to one of our domestic sites. And it's really to navigate the challenges and the opportunities and the current events that we're talking about around social justice, critical race theory, et cetera. So that's a lot of what we're discussing through this program. Here's some details about it. Some of the basics for requirements, which most of you will have, but basically you take two classes, the social inequality class, as well as the interpersonal communication class. I think both of those will tie in well together to address the social justice issues and provide discussion points and opportunities to really learn and advocate, learn about advocacy, learn about the history of where we are and why we're at our current state and how to address it and solve some of the issues. And you'll learn to some learning outcomes will be, how do you advocate? How do you serve underrepresented populations in the U.S.? We'll provide some examples of global context where this applies, but let's say to Spain or Australia or New Zealand or Argentina, for example. So it's very guided. The online is very interactive as well. So it's not just watch a Zoom lecture, but there's more engagement with the faculty and then our global staff as well. So some of the on-site locations are Austin, Chicago, San Diego. Specifically for social justice, Charleston, South Carolina is the perfect location to learn a bit more about social justice in the South specifically. So another opportunity is investing for social good, which is another domestic program with a virtual element to it. So it's talking about cultivating community, obviously building the infrastructure so you can advocate and apply this to real society and practical applications. So similar in terms of requirements, but the courses you'd be taking would be small business and entrepreneurship, as well as an introduction to marketing. So you're looking at how companies who invest in social good and the outcomes of those. So there's a lot of big Fortune 500s that have, parts of their organization that are dedicated to helping society, helping their local community. And we'll get into what companies have invested well into social justice movements and which ones haven't, and kind of the outcomes of where they are economically. It's pretty liberating to see those that invest in social good have a better footprint, have more loyalty in terms of customer bases, et cetera. So those are some of the kind of topics you'll be discussing. And then Austin would be a great one for a domestic program, but Chicago as well for these ones as well. So those are some of the domestic programs. And I'll get into some of our international type programs. So we have a great one in Costa Rica called Sustainable Development and Social Justice, offered in both fall, spring terms. It's four classes you'd be taking through the International Center for Development Studies, and they're right outside of San Jose, Costa Rica. So it's a combination of obviously learning academically, but there's service learning components to the program. So you're getting out into the community and engaging firsthand with local constituents. And then there's the immersion through language as well as through the local communities and the host families that you'd be living with as well. So at the end of the day, we really want you to learn an in-depth understanding of human rights in Central America specifically, but also human development throughout the world. So it gives you a local context, but also provides a global perspective. So courses include a lot of field trips because we want you to be engaging in community, but there's community engagement and human development is one of the required courses, as well as Spanish language. So those are two required ones, and that's all levels of Spanish from beginning all the way to advanced. And then other elective courses, you can take two of them, are human rights in Latin America, development in Latin America from a gender perspective, and then democracy in Central America, which is currently being, it's a current challenge if you look at El Salvador specifically. So But they'll also talk about how it's working in Costa Rica. So that's another one. That's a great semester program. Another one we have in Barcelona is Human and Social Sciences, and that's through our partner university, Pompeu Fabra. So you can take 4 to 5 courses there, up to 15 semester credits. And the goal there is really to develop intercultural understanding with a Spanish lens, right? So if you're looking at the Moors that came into Spain a long time ago, and the Moroccans that are currently coming in, and kind of the tension between the traditional Spaniards and some of the immigrant groups that are coming in, you'll touch on a lot of those topics. Courses, which also include these outside the classroom opportunities, are analytics for social good, Anthropocene, which is how people transform the planet, kind of globalization type. The ethics of globalization and sustainability, some healthcare and societal change, which is applicable to social justice, right? Which populations have access to healthcare, et cetera. And then we have some gender-based violence and international protection for human rights. So these are some great courses. They get in pretty deep into these topics. There's a lot of Q&A and discussion with the faculty, and you get to engage with local Spaniards as well. So it's a great opportunity. And these are just 2 examples of semester. We have a ton more, but I wanted to keep this pretty quick. In terms of other kind of career readiness and practical learning, we have our internships, both on-site and virtual. So really it's building your resume. You got 4 years in college, you want to get some practical learning, build your resume, but also apply it to the things that you're interested in, which is social justice. So we work with a ton of NGOs around the world. So these are like community-based organizations who want to solve global issues and help the disadvantaged in their community. So these are some examples of like the types of jobs you can do. You can advocate for social justice, in a rural town in Argentina, for example. You can assist with community development, in our program in, Bhutan. So, and then there's educating and healthcare in Spain, Costa Rica, Chile. But we also have a lot of opportunities in the South Pacific with New Zealand and Australia, and then some European locations in Ireland, Italy, Portugal, England, et cetera. So all of our programs have these digital badges, which are these little icons you'll see: career development and global workplace communication. Those are skills that you're going to earn when you get the badge, that you can showcase on your e-portfolio and LinkedIn, and those directly relate to job openings that are currently available. So you can see how the skills you've earned with the badge apply to a real job, real time, to show you, okay, if I continue to build these skills, then there's opportunities for you to apply for certain positions, around the US. So those are great opportunities in terms of internships. Another, this is a virtual opportunity here. It's called our Community Engagement Labs. So it's a 12-week course, and it's groups of 4 to 6 students. So probably 3 US students and 3 international students. So we have students from our programs in the UAE to Bhutan to Argentina, Italy. We have students from around the world who you would collaborate with to solve a community engagement issue. And they're all kind of framed around the UN sustainability goals. So like clean water, justice for all, et cetera. So you would pick one of the 17 topics around social justice and apply it to a community organization. So you ideate at the beginning, you create a plan with your peer group. So it's a community action plan, it's called. You test out your plan over the course of the term, and then our global staff and our experts in social justice come in and help coach you and mentor you and give you ideas about your idea and your hypothesis, and try to make it better. So by the end, you can actually apply it to a local organization or a local community NGO that we would identify during the program. So it's kind of building a global to local advocacy plan. So it's bringing global elements into a local issue and solving that. And at the end, you have a capstone where you actually have to pitch your idea to a group of field experts who know social justice, human rights, sustainability, those types of things. So it's a practical learning. Again, you earn these digital badges that showcase the skills you've earned, and it's a great opportunity to really engage with students from around the world who have the same social justice kind of human rights type of desire to change and grow and make the world a better place. So it's a great opportunity there. A few things on our website. You can do a lot of research. I just highlighted only a few of our programs, but here's our program finder. Let me see if it'll reach over here. So this is our program finder. So here you can look in the types of, you want to intern abroad, study abroad, do virtual, but you can also narrow down like the types of programs that you're looking for. So I'm going to go down to social justice real quick here. So social justice, if you hit apply, it'll tell you right here. We have 58 different programs around the world that offer some type of social justice, either course or it's a theme program around internships or field studies, etc. So, we have our New Zealand location like AUT University. They have 10 different courses around social justice and human rights. So you can apply to those. We have the internships, this is one of the programs that I mentioned in terms of in Barcelona. So this is a great resource to really narrow down your topics. If you're only available in the summer or, fall quarter or fall semester you want to go, it'll narrow it down even more. So this is a great resource to kind of narrow down what you're interested in on our website. So that's another opportunity for you. And then our class finder, which is another great resource. So I typed in here, this is really where you narrow down exactly what types of themes or classes you really want to look at. So I typed in social justice here. And through this, you can see the location, what sessions are available. But you can also look, if you hit this little plus, it'll tell you a little bit of the course description, language of instruction, peers in your class, which would be both domestic and international folks. And then you can actually view the syllabus as well. So you can provide that to an academic advisor, be like, hey, I'm interested in taking this class in Barcelona. Will it apply to my major or an elective, etc. So this is a really great tool to really narrow down what you want. And if you hit this, this little heart icon at the top, it creates a link specifically to any classes that you choose. So I chose law, justice, legitimacy, but you can go down here to look at immigration and crime and control, right, in London, and you can heart that one as well. And up here, it'll list the classes that you hearted, and then you can copy that link and send it to an academic advisor, to yourself, or to whoever it may be. So that's another great resource you can use on our website to narrow down exactly what you're interested in. So in terms of scholarships, we're an affiliate, so we have affiliate scholarships you can apply for through the study abroad office there. But these are all the different types of scholarships, from diversity to first generation scholarships, regional scholarships, or if you study in Latin America, there's certain pool of money in Asia, in Europe, etc. And then we have some STEM scholarships, internships, virtual. If you get a Gilman scholarship, we'll give you an extra $1,000 towards a program. We have, sorry. Let's go back, sorry. And then we have student athletes. So if you're an intercollegiate athlete, we have scholarships for you. And then partner scholarships are through the universities we work with abroad. So Westminster College in London will have scholarships, AUT in New Zealand will have them, etc. And these are some of the deadlines. So if you're looking at spring, October 30th would be a deadline to submit a scholarship. It's really just an essay describing, if you're doing a diversity scholarship, it'll describe, your diverse background and your interest in, applied specifically to like social justice, etc. But we give out about 500,000 scholarships annually to students. So definitely take some time to apply to those. And that's it. That's API, Academic Programs International, in a nutshell. And this is who I am here. So I think I'll end my discussion there and open it up for some questions.
Jay, we do not currently have any questions. I think you did such a good job presenting all the information that you answered all their questions on the front end.
Perfect. Great.
Well, thank you everyone for joining. We really appreciate your time. Enjoyed the last 20 minutes with you all. There are a couple of fair sessions remaining the rest of the day, so check those out. And you can always see the recordings of all the fair sessions from this week on YouTube. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks, Jay.
Thank you. Take care.